at the British Motorcycle Racing Club can run pretty much anything they like. So we see quite a few of the old school 1000cc machines, quite a lot of Triumph triples and Yamaha triples and all sorts of odd things. Lights go to red, the lights are out, and away we go. Who's going to hook up? Pole position is away very nicely indeed. Looks like Reeves is going to get that F2 machine off the line quite nicely into second place as we go round. Oh no, looks like a good argument for the second note. Reeves does hold onto it. Through Rd8 we go for the first time as 40 odd people shuffle their way through, down through Hollywood into the Craner curves down the hill for the first time, and into the old hairpin at the bottom of the hill there. Not much of a hairpin really, that corner, is it?
It looked like Andy Javins that was in the chair with Greg Lambert for this one. I did see that Robin King was in the chair earlier on today for what I suspect was their qualifying session, but it's Andy Javins in the chair for this one with Greg Lambert as they make their way through Starkeys on towards Schwantz and McLean's for the first time of asking, of course, for the Formula 1 and Formula 2 sidecars. It will be a 7-lap race. They're already making their way around Coppice and onto the back straight then. So I'm just thinking how many times I'm going to get Steve and Matty Ramsden mixed up, because I think it's the first time I've seen Matty Ramsden riding rather than passengering. But it is Matthew Ramsden and Ben Stell who lead this one as they make their way out of the Robert chicane and across the line at the end of lap number 1. So it's Ramsden and Stell who lead the way from the number 33 of Sean Hegarty and Jack Napton. Then it's John Holden who's up next, of course, TT winner John Holden in third position. And that will be for second of the Formula 2. Second of the Formula 1s in fourth place overall is Will Smith at number 32. They are currently third in the championship, but if they can score 36 points or more over the course of the 4 races that these guys have this weekend, then that will bump them up into second position. But of course, Jim Fayers and Mark Fox, they've already taken the championship, and Ben Holland and Wayne Stevens not here this weekend. So it's looking good for Will and Andy Smith, number 32. They're currently in fourth position and 1.1 seconds ahead of Saunders and Coppock. I'm not quite sure why Coppock, of course, throughout this season we've seen Charlie Morfitt with Rob Coppock in the Formula 2s, but this time
I don't want to get involved in the politics of sidecar racing, to be perfectly honest. And,
just as we mentioned them, they get credited with a jump start penalty of 10 seconds, which drops them down to 11th in the Formula 2s.
That'll be the commentator's curse working overtime there, Bradley. Well done. You've got the gift.
Thank you. Got something. It's Matthew Ramsden and Ben Stell. They still lead the way by, it was 0.6 of a second over Sean Hegarty and Jack Napton, and it is still 0.6 of a second. In fact, the difference in lap times was 11 1,000ths of a second as they head towards Redgate for what will be the start of lap number 3.
Everybody coming across the line there, Alara and Saunders making up a place, but of course that is because the Saunders and Coppock machine is being credited with that 10-second penalty. So that drops them down the field just a little bit. That could really compromise their race. So again, we've got the F1 and F2 battle here. Ramsden and Steele leading the F2, sorry. Hegarty and Napton on the F1s there. Smith and Smith looking good to pick up second place in the F1s at the moment, which will help their championship challenge all the way through the race. So some of the back markers might well come into play before the end of 7 laps here, because some of the guys here, I'm guessing they haven't got as much experience around the Donington Park circuit as some of the other guys, because they're going quite a bit slower.
Formula 2 lap record, Dan Knight and Alan Hughes from 2020, 1 minute 16.1. 1 minute 15.2 for Ramsden and Stell.
Okay, fair play. We'll have to wait and see how that ends up at the end of the day, but looks like they're going to be getting the marker penned out and giving a new credits out there as they still lead across the line for the next time. But this time it's Hegarty and Napton. But as you say, Hegarty and Napton, well, ooh, big lock up there from Hegarty. They're showing us being on an F1 machine.
What, Hegarty?
Yeah.
That looked like an F1.
I did it. Okay, sorry, I'm getting mixed up with their teammates there. That's the that's the problem.
13.
Yes. That's what I do. Because when we were walking around, I'm getting my Hegartys mixed up. You're right. So Mark Hegarty and Ludlow they're on the F2 machine. Just I know when we were walking around, I thought, okay, there's the Hegarty F2 machine.
Do get a very family feel about the sidecars, don't you? I mean, we've got the Naptons, Holdens, Ramsdens, and the
Hegartys. Yes. and of course the Fairhursts as well. There we go down a little bit further there as well. Of course there'll be people in relationships and things. No, it all gets very all get very confusing. But of course occasionally we did have the team
from Kirby,
who are not related at all. So there we go. You can just go, hey, you got the same surname as me. Want to be a sidecar driver or passenger? Not quite sure who approaches who. Right, we've got some back markers coming across the line there. That is going to be the Petman, Leach, Roberts, and Roberts having their own little argument there. But here come the main leaders, and it's Hegarty now leading you right on that F1 machine. Yeah, that's very much the F1 machine being challenged, actually in a straight line there by the F2 machine, because I think it must have got great drive. So looks like Ramsden and Stell don't quite do it at Redgate there. Had to go too far around. But I tell you what, they are taking the fight there. 15.290. They haven't gone quicker than that, but there's still a lap record for them. The F1 lap record. Let's see how we can.
13 something. I think
okay. Yeah, the F1 lap record. Barry James, Jack Tridden. We see their names against so many lap records. Of course, the late Barry James, and that's from 2017. And you say it's a 1:13.1 as well. It's not for the shrinking violets, that lap record, that's for sure. So that's another one. I think we don't think we're going to be seeing any great crossing out over the weekend as the rest of the runners and riders come past. Lowry and Saunders make up another place as they go past the Lambert and Javens. Andy Javens, that is, in the chair today. Now, Greg is our F2 champion for the year once again, of course. Absolutely smashed it this year, hasn't he? He should have an advantage of nearly 300 points going across the line. 17 wins to his credit. There's been a couple of other winners throughout the year, but nobody able to take the fight to him consistently whatsoever. Lambert, Javens and King, of course, the three of them. Passengers so important in these chairs. Go on, mate.
I'm just watching the passengers for Jack Napton and Ben Stell just looking across at each other as they come screaming down the start-finish line and heading towards Redgate, and well, it just goes to show the skill of the passengers, doesn't it, really? Because I know that I'm sure you were the same, that when we was doing the passenger lap, I was white-knuckled and not letting go, but watching them just give a thumbs up, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all casual. Yeah, no, I'm always stunned at the skill of the passengers. It's basically I'm trying to think of the name of it, the big fairground ride things at Thorpe Park and things like that. I can't remember the name, but it's basically those turned up to 10 at the end of the day, isn't it?
Roller coasters.
The proper roller coasters, the Thorpe Park, not the Eliminator, I don't know what they call them. The evacuator, no idea at all.
It's been a few years since it's been to Thorpe Park.
Yeah, it has been a few years since I've been to Thorpe Park. Yeah, long time since I've been there. Yeah, there are too many kids there. Okay, Hegarty and Napton then across the line once more. This time they do pick up the last lap flag, so one more circulation for them to claim a win in the F1s. That'll be Sean's first F1 win for the year, I think. I don't think he's been out much at all. Yeah, sorry, they've only been out once before. That was at Brands Hatch, and picked up a fourth and a fifth there. So clearly things running a lot more smoothly this weekend.
John Holden's just pulled into the pits here, Keith. So the number 2 of John Holden, and it looks like Napton written on the back of the leathers, because on the TSL timing screen we've got John Holden and John Holden. So
okay, all right. Well, on my screen here, I've got Holden here as well. I've got Holden on the thing, but yeah, you're right. I think that's one of the Naptons.
Of course, Naptons have been in the sidecar paddock for a few years, haven't they? There was Ken Napton, Paul Napton, Phil Napton, now Jack Napton.
Yeah, no,
it is Jack in the chair with Sean Hegarty.
Definitely a dynasty thing going on here, that's for sure. Right, John Holden actually got credited with being into the pits now, so it's Ramsden and Stell get credited with the fastest first sector time there as they come. A few people going a little bit wide there. That's some of our back markers coming across the line now. Here come the leaders though, and it's going to be a win for Sean Hegarty. And Ramsden and Stell in second. So it's Matty Ramsden pick up his first F2 win there, so fair play to him.
And a new lap record.
Right, Jack Napton, of course, is in the chair with him. Right, let's get the pen out there then. So I need to make a note there. So, and Ramsden and Stell do it on the last lap as well, don't they? So, what do they get credited with there, mate?
1 minute 14.
1:14. Hang on, let's get the pen out. 1:14.124. 2:04.
So they've beaten it by 2 seconds.
Wow.
That's not bad.
That's absolutely flying, and that's within a couple of seconds or so of the F1 lap record as well. So there's Matty Ramsden.
Yeah, Sean Hegarty and Jack Napton put in a 1 minute 14.423 as their fastest lap, but a 14.1 will mean that Ramsden and Stell, who do take victory in the Formula 2s, they will line up on pole position for race number 2 that will come up later this afternoon.
Pole position for race number 1, so Matty Ramsden and Ben Stell there, Hebden Bridge. Right, round they come then.
Will and Andy Smith as well, they took second in the Formula 1s.
Ah, right, yeah, we need to keep an eye on that, so that's 20 points for
20
them.
points, so that closes up to 15 with 3 races to go. In the